if I'm actually live yet. We'll see. I'm testing something. It's a bit different than I have before, because I realized I could live stream with the GoPro, which I think I knew I could do, but let's see. But it doesn't appear that it is working. Very cool. Very cool. Anyway, I can't tell if it's lagging or not. Because I can't tell. Looks like it's lagging. But I'm sitting here waiting for a load, of course. Yeah, I'm still in Memphis, Tennessee. It's freezing. Yeah. So I guess it doesn't stream that well. I think I'm just having issues with my wireless router lately, unfortunately. And I wish I wasn't. I wish it was working the way it was supposed to. But everything, even like trying to use the Roku thing, was having some issues, which is weird because it's Memphis. You know, I shouldn't be having any issues with Memphis, but I don't know. It's just crazy stuff. But yeah, so I'm in Memphis, Tennessee right now, waiting for a load. It's taking forever, but I'm hoping. There was one load that they were calling me about that was going from like Little Rock to Tulsa, which is the opposite direction of sending me back to Ohio, so I could swap out and grab a van instead of the truck. So hopefully they get that figured out, because I would like to just get into the van. Like, if I had the money, I would just pay for the fuel straight to Ohio right now, just to switch out and be in the van. But the problem is I think that would cost probably like $500 in fuel. It would be super expensive to move this truck up there. And if I spend any more money, my wife is going to get mad at me. So right now I'm just sitting and waiting. Hopefully they'll call me pretty soon and say, hey, we got a load for you. But yeah, should be good. I wonder if with the GoPros, because if I can live stream from the GoPros, I wonder if I can do it. Interesting. But yeah, don't go through Oklahoma scales. They will get you for your windshield. Yeah, but I don't think I could be put out of service for the windshield. I don't think they could do that just yet. Who knows? I mean, I'm hoping that if they don't find a load today, then they just send me the fuel money and to get me back home, to get me back to Ohio, so I could swap out, get in the van. I'll probably try to go towards the East Coast, because I haven't been home for 2 weeks now. I'd like to just get home for a day or something, at least to swap out some of the stuff, because I don't need to bring all the tools and everything that I have with me now, because the van that I'm driving is brand new and they'll fix it themselves. So I don't know. So I'm sitting here just waiting for them. The AC seems to be functioning. It's not super hot in here. I can't see the temperature because the AC's on, but I would say it's probably 85 degrees in here. It's kind of blowing cold air, but not like super cold. But I haven't had to run the truck, so that's good. So I've saved fuel on that front. And yeah, it's just interesting. I'm bored, if you can't tell. I'm bored and I want to drive somewhere. I didn't get into trucking to sit, but it seems that that's what I've been doing a lot lately. And I'm hoping with the van that I won't be sitting as much, because part of the problems with this truck is I don't have a lift gate and I'm a solo driver. So because I don't have a lift gate and because I'm a solo driver, a lot of the expedited loads don't work with this vehicle. So someone said you were in the same spot last night. Yeah, I was. I haven't moved since then. Granted, I couldn't drive anymore yesterday anyway. My clock didn't reset until, I don't know how long ago. It didn't reset till I think like 5 o'clock this morning, something like that, 3 o'clock this morning. You know, and I did tell my wife, is it buffering? Did I screw up this thing? See, I don't know why it's buffering, because it says my stream health is really good. So, I don't know. It says it's sending 2,400 kilobytes per second. But, yeah, my clock, you know, because with being a commercial truck driver, CDL driver, there's only a certain amount of time you can drive. So I was out of hours yesterday. And I was hoping that I would just be, like, on my way up. But right now it's 11 o'clock in the morning here, 12 o'clock on the East Coast. And they'll let me know. I'm trying to hydrate, so I'm trying to drink a lot of water because I think I was severely dehydrated. I think that's why I have the headaches and stuff like that. So I'm trying to hydrate, but do it safely. So I'm about a gallon down. And, yeah, you know, it is what it is. How many hours do they give you? Well, so when I say hours, out of hours, you have 11 hours of drive time. And so essentially you have 14 hours on duty as a commercial truck driver, 11 of which can be driving, 3 of which are, you know, on duty hours, like fueling, stuff like that. Every 8 hours you have to stop for a half an hour, and that resets your driving clock. Well, sort of. It resets your brake. So essentially you have 11 hours to drive for the day. If you drive for 7 hours, take a half an hour break, then you still have 3.5 more hours of driving for that day. There's different ways you could do split sleeper berth and all that, which changes some of the stuff, but it doesn't change everything. So and then once you finish your 11 hours of driving time, you have to be off duty for 10 hours, essentially. So that's what it works. So I have to be off duty for 10 hours, which I got here yesterday around 4 o'clock or 5 o'clock. So 10 hours would have been 3 o'clock this morning. So, and it's okay. You know, I did call my wife and said, don't call me in the morning, I'm just going to sleep in, because I didn't know how long it would take me to fall asleep when it was hot. Didn't take me that long. I didn't even eat dinner. As soon as I ended the live stream, I just laid down and fell asleep. But she ended up calling me this morning, woke me up around 5 o'clock. Now that sucks, because if I do get a run right now, I have the 11 hours driving, but I will likely be tired because 11 hours from right now would be, well, essentially 12 hours from right now would be 12 p.m. tonight. And if I drove straight through there, then I've only, you know, I'm working on 20 hours up or something like that. So it's a balance with the hours to try to make sure that the hours are good, but I don't know. So I figured I was just messing around with the GoPro and saw that I could go live straight from the GoPro, so I figured I would try it and see. But it does look like it is cutting in and out, but I got a feeling it's because of this wireless router. I may need to update the firmware or something like that. But I don't know. And the problem doing this too is I can't do all the fancy overlays and all that stuff. But it is what it is. I see the chat though, so I see that's working. My stomach is not feeling good, and I don't want to eat anything because I don't want to go back into the truck stop bathroom. It's disgusting. So I just have to wait. You know, eventually I'll get out of Memphis. This morning, like, I went to buy 2 gallons of water and some hard-boiled eggs from the truck stop. My debit card wasn't working, my credit card. So they kept authorizing it didn't go. So then they finally got it to go and it said declined. Why? Because it refers to you in an hour. I'm like, you guys literally charged me 27 times for 2 gallons of water and eggs. I'm like, it pisses me off. That's just how things are going on this trip, though. You know, like I said, if I had an extra $500, I would just call dispatch and say, hey, can I just pay the fuel and go up there myself? Because I would much rather be in the van sitting and waiting, because I think there's a higher likelihood that I'd get loads, you know. Well, now you know, never stop in Memphis. Yeah, it is what it is. But if you guys want to pay to have me, you know, get out of here, you could do Cash Apps and Venmos. The link should be in the description. I can't put it in the chat, and I'll just use that money for fuel to get the hell out of here. But ultimately, it just makes more sense for me to wait for them to do it, because they may end up finding a load going up too. So that's good, because then I'll make money. If they just pay for the fuel of me driving up there, then I don't make any money driving up, but at least I get to the van quicker. So that's kind of what I'm hoping. But yeah, it is what it is. It is what it is. Steve, it's Mexican drink from rice starch, basically settles the stomach. Have really sensitive stomach and tract, and it helps. Yeah, I think I don't know. I just think I made myself sick because of the heat. Or I didn't make myself sick. I think this truck made myself sick. Being down in Louisiana with the heat as hot as it was. And I literally baked in the back of the truck. And I think that's the reason why I'm so slow to like start feeling better. You know, my still have. And it looks like my stream is completely cut off, because as you can see here, it says nothing. It says 800 kilobytes. Yeah. And then it's coming back. But you know what's interesting? It doesn't drop the connection. It doesn't drop the connection, which is interesting. So I wonder if this would be a good live streaming setup for like when I'm driving somewhere, like just